Good afternoon, everyone, again, and welcome to the OWASP Top 10 part or section of today's lecture. I believe we all have a foundation on OWASP Top 10 already from the last two sessions. 2 weeks ago was the introduction. Last week had to do with broken access control. This week, we are going to be looking at cryptographic failures. And so I'm going to start with the introduction. Please kindly pardon the noise at my background coming from my neighbors. So I'm going to be starting today's OWASP Top 10 with the introduction. And it's going to be a question first and foremost. Please, can you see my screen on OWASP Top 10, Cryptographic Failures?
No, not yet. We were just about to point that out.
Okay. Okay. Coming, just kind of give me a second. All right. So let me share my screen on that. All right, it's not this. I want to share. Okay. So today being the 8th of March, presented by myself, cryptographic failures and the quote unquote the cost of cryptographic failures on data management and data utilization. Now, I would start with an introductory question, and it goes thus. Now, I want this class to please be participatory. I'm going to be asking persons randomly to contribute, to unmute their mic and please speak. Now, what would you do if you found that your information, your login details have been compromised? Your login details to your bank has been compromised, or to your social media application has been compromised rather, and your data has been exposed. How would you feel, and how would you react to the company in question? Again, I want it to be participatory. Lawsuits, Tosin said lawsuits. Very correct. Let me scroll down. I want to have answers in this session. Lawsuits, I need other responses. Hello, Ifeanyi. Hello, Honesty. Hello, Anastasia. Anastasia, I haven't had any participation from you. I need a contribution, even if you want to put it in the chat box, that's fine by me. But I need the participation from you, please. Please. Jacob, Josiah, Richard, I need this to be participatory in this session. All right, Temi said negative feedback. Very true. Temi said negative feedback. Very true. I need some other responses, please. All right. Now, in the 21st century, again, as we discussed in the software application and development class, in the 21st century, data is power. And so he who owns the data controls the section that the data relates to, right? Again, like I said, if anyone holds my data on my health, my data on my medical medical information, that person holds a degree of power, having knowledge of my medical information, and thus the responsibility lies on the organization or the individual or individuals, as the case may be, to protect that data. And that protection is regulated by law, including Nigerian law, as well as international law. The regulation for health data is HIPAA, falls under HIPAA. If a banking organization holds your information data, the data protection is regulated by external bodies, falls under. Kindly give me a few seconds to. Okay, so the regulation of that data is governed by external bodies that fall under the GDPR, right? If it's external and falls under the NDPA or the Nigerian Data Protection Act, right? If it's has to do with the Nigerian territory. Now, for data to be secure, there's something called encryption, right? It has to be masked and encrypted in such a way that it cannot be hacked over the internet or otherwise. And now we're talking about soft data in this case. It has to be masked and it has to be protected in such a way that it cannot be deciphered by a third party. And that's what we're talking about today when we talk about encryption, cryptography. Now, the opposite of that protection, or the opposite of that, yes, data protection or data encryption, as the case may be, is what we refer to as cryptographic failures. Now, we're going to be looking at a couple of practical examples today, some of which include weak TLS configuration, which definitely has its consequences on cryptography and data protection. We're also going to be looking at exposure of insecure data transmission, exposure of sensitive data over the internet, right? For example, like we discussed earlier for banking, we're going to be looking at all this in practical forms on Bob Suit. And then there would be a final practical example that we're going to be undertaking. And that would involve, just kindly give me a second for that. That would involve weak password hashing. Now, all of these fall under cryptographic failures. And so I'm just quickly going to take you to my Bob suit now. I believe we've all been shown. Okay, let me share my Bob suit screen, please. Just kindly give me 1 second. I'm with you. I just need a few seconds. I just want to share my Bob suit screen. All right. Let me move over to my Bob suit. No, not why did you minimize? What are you doing? All right. Please let me know if you can see my if you can see my Bob suit screen. Please, I need to know if you can see my Bob suit screen.
Yes, come, Mr. Jonathan.
All right. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to, what I want to do right now is show, first and foremost, show you an example of, first and foremost, show you an example of transmission of data set in an unprotected, transmission of data rather, in an unprotected format over the internet, and how it exposes your information, right? So I'm going to start from the beginning. This is Bob suit. Let me close it and open it up for you and just show you everything on how it works straight from the beginning. It's Bob suit. Hi, Tosin, it's Bob suit. So I'm using it on my Kali Linux. I believe it can be downloaded in your normal system, but anything that has to do with cybersecurity, I prefer to use Kali Linux. The process for installing Kali Linux is not that hard. It's not hard really. But if it's your first time, it might give you a couple of challenges, but I assure you it's not hard. So the first thing you might want to do is, let me show you. Sorry, let me just, the first thing you might want to do is
Sorry,
someone
Mr.
saying something?
Yes, please, can we have like quick maybe a step-by-step process of getting Linux? Like after the class, not right now, maybe a PowerPoint or just a step-by-step thing
Oh,
to get.
definitely. I can even show you now, so if I don't
Okay,
mind.
I think that would be better. So everybody will go along with
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to, all right, good. Okay, so what you might want to do, right? I believe, let me see, are you seeing my browser?
your screen is covered and you're not on the browser. We can see the PowerPoint is covered.
You,
Maybe
you
you
can
should
still
reshare.
see my PowerPoint. Okay, let me reshare my browser then. Uh, Let me share everything. So I'm showing PowerPoint. I'm showing Kali Linux. What else? What else? What else? What else? Okay, yeah, I think that's my browser. Okay, I should share this data structure. Um, I think this is my browser. Yes, this. All right. So share. You should see my browser now. I'm coming. I know it's showing the PowerPoint now, but I'm going to the browser. So yes, you can see my browser, right? You can
Yes,
see my
now
browser now.
browser.
Okay. All right. So I am now taking you on a step-by-step journey to download and install Kali Linux. First and foremost, I search for Oracle VirtualBox, right? Um, so that's what I'm making use of. You can see this is the one I'm making use of. You can see, sorry, let me just, can you see the logo? Can you see my taskbar? Are you seeing my taskbar?
There's a black this thing covering the
Okay,
main screen.
don't worry. All right, don't worry. I would let me take you. Okay, you won't see it from here. Um, okay, so this is what I'm using. Can you see it? Okay, you should
Yes,
be
your
able to see
browser
it.
is clear. Your browser, I'm sure everybody is paying attention also.
You are still seeing my browser. Wow.
Yes, you can see your browser.
Okay, it's not the browser I want to show you. It's
Okay,
just a
please,
few.
Jonathan, can you take
Yes,
me through? I think Amy is trying to ask a question.
the
And
chat.
yes,
Okay, so you're asking, you would really like to know what tool or the site I'm using. For the meantime, we can still work with Bob Suite on our Windows normally, right? Okay, so I'm not very familiar with Bob Suite functioning on Windows because everything I do is on Kali Linux, right? So I'll put you through on how to download Kali Linux, but let me just continue with the Bob Suite stuff so that I do not waste so much time on the Kali Linux. All right, so uh, Bob Suit, step by step, because even if I show you how to install Kali Linux, you won't be able to install it now, right now, as we are before we finish this project. So I will definitely show you before we round off, right? So I open the, and then I go to proxy, right? Now I'm on intercept rather, please. Pardon my English. It's been a long day. And I open the browser. Why? Fail to load extension. Why? Why? Please, thank you. Don't embarrass me. All right, so I open the browser, right? And I have bookmarked the okay. So what I want to do is I will use this OWASP juice shop for another project, another live demonstration that I'm going to do. But in the meantime, I want to use this right now. Now, there are a couple of, for cybersecurity to avoid running into troubles, there are a couple of test sites that you should use that are made strictly for cybersecurity projects. Now, if you carry out some cybersecurity projects on some websites, it could land you in trouble because depending on how good their cyber team is, they can trace you via your IP address, and you don't want that, right? It could really get you in trouble. So please, any project that has to do with cybersecurity, endeavor kindly to please make use of only the strictly assigned websites, some of which is this right here that you can see, testphp.vulnerableweb.com. Okay, so what am I trying to do right now, right? These are my login details so that I carry you along appropriately. Now, let me start from the bookmark again. I came to my bookmarks, right? Where's bookmark? Okay, I came to my bookmarks, right? And I clicked on the login page for the vulnerable websites, but where you can run cybersecurity projects on, right? Anyone that's not following, please feel free to pull me back. I would be obliged and happy to explain to you in detail, right? And I went to the login page and I imputed my login details. Now, what I'm trying to prove here is that lack of proper web security can leave your data vulnerable to hackers and data theft. How? Now, in this case, I'm putting in my login details, and as the live practical proceeds, you are going to see my login detail appear fully for anybody that wants to steal it, right? Now, the idea behind it for anybody who is into data theft, a very wrong thing, by the way, but anybody who is into data theft, the idea behind it is that they can always exploit the vulnerability that I'm about to show you and steal your login details. As we should know by now, the moment your login details are vulnerable, your data by extension is also vulnerable. So let's proceed. I click login, right? Now, never mind the fact that it's telling me I can't sign in. This is a vulnerable website, right? Now, I'm going to go back to my original Bob Suit page. Please, you can exit. Thank you. And I'm going to go to HTTP history. Now, since I tried to log in, the detail of that login would be in my post request. So I click my post request. And you can see my login detail here. Now, never mind the fact that my password is 00000. That's deliberate, right? Now, in the event whereby you are using your original password, let's assume your password is ABC, caps lock A, caps lock Q, 1, caps lock hash, 5271, caps lock Amanda, or caps lock John, or caps lock anybody, right? Everything that you typed there will appear here. Now, there must be a question on your mind. Why is that site vulnerable? And I will answer the question for you. Now, in building websites or website development over any web application development, by security standards, information and data security standards, the best security approach is to utilize the HTTPS method. Now, there are a lot of vulnerabilities that dwell on the HTTP method. And I'm going to take you back to show you. Okay, this doesn't show it here, but it shows it here. That the website, which obviously we all know at the moment, as I've explained, again, it shows in the name, testphp.vulnerableweb.com. So the website is vulnerable, right? And so the website is vulnerable partly. That vulnerability comes partly because it uses an HTTP connection, right, for its web service, right? And so anything you put, any information, any data, even aside from login, can easily be intercepted via what's the word now? I don't want to use the word data theft. Via, data theft is correct, but via people with ulterior motives, right? And so here you can see my username, which in most cases is always transparent to see, but you're not supposed to be seeing my password. However, you can see it. Never mind the fact that it's 000. And so part of the corrections or the checks to implement to mitigate this vulnerability comes from the back end, the web development part of this website. At the moment, I cannot implement that for you because I do not have administrative rights to the website in question. Again, it's a website on the internet. You can always find it. But part of the solutions to that is to always implement, as a web developer, implement the HTTPS protocol as against the HTTP protocol in your web service or your web application services to ensure that this gap or this I don't want to use the word error now. This exploitable breach is mitigated, right? Now, okay. Temi, you have a question. Please, is it possible for you to unmute? You can proceed and speak. If you can't unmute, you can put it in the chat box.
All right, sir. Sir, please, what happens if we use the HTTPS type? What would it show on this page for your password?
Temi, your voice is quite low. I'm sorry. Is it possible for you to please put it in? If you can speak louder, I'd appreciate it. But if it's not possible for volume or something, can you kindly type it for me in the chat box? Is it possible for you to type it for me in the chat box? Okay, that's Kali. That's this. Okay. Just one more thing I'll share. Microsoft, data structure, adding places, blah, 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 blah. No, 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 no. Where are you? All right, let me just share my screen as it is right now. If I remember, I'll share it again. Okay, so we're saying this
Mr. Jonathan, your network is
breach
still.
or this
Mr. Jonathan,
error definitely will cost the business and would also cost. My network is still bad. On hello, please, was I logged out? Hello.
yes, we can see your screen. We can see your screen. We're with you, Mr. But does this thing again, that thing blocking it? So maybe you should reshare again.
Okay, just a second, please.
Okay.
Just a second. Can you see, is anything blocking it right now?
It's clear right now.
Okay, all right. Okay, so
Thank you.
that's that for TLS test, right? Now we're going to move over to the final practical, which is, it has to do with, I'm going to go back to Bob's suit. and it's going to do with, sorry, just a second, it's going to do with weak hashing, weak password hashing. So again, you're going to see password vulnerability, but just one, let me log in. Can you see my screen, please? Can you see my Kali Linux screen?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Okay. All right. I'm going to delete all this again. I want to okay, and then I come to intercept and I click open browser, right? And then I come to bookmarks. I come to other bookmarks and I come to the second website, test website, emphatically it's a test website that I bookmarked. Is a vulnerable test website. And so it is strictly for cybersecurity projects. If you carry out this test on a normal website, again, depending on the strength of their cybersecurity team, they can track you, right? Via your IP address. And if it's a team that means business, it might not be funny for you. So you might want to avoid using aside from any other test sites aside from the vulnerable test site. So just a second, I'm going to put you through on weak password hashing. Now, just kind of give me a second with you. Any questions thus far? Please. If anyone has any questions, please let me know. If you're following, please let me know as well. The first example was using Bob Suit. The second example was using SSL Labs. The third and final practical example, again, is going to be using, not is going to be, we are using Bob Suit. This is Bob Suit. But I want to get, okay, so, right, then I'm going to log in where it gets interesting. And I'm going to put my email address. Right? And I'm going to click on forgot passwords. I will put you through on the reason why I clicked forgot passwords. Right? I'm with you. Then I'm going to click again my email. The security question. Oh God. Oh, sorry. Please. Show me that you care. Don't embarrass me today. Need you to respond. Hi. You respond to, I'm not serious. I need you to respond. All right. Let me bishop does no. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. Let me try copying. Okay, so you can see here that the HTTPS is stroked out, telling you that it's an HTTP website, right? And so if you remember from the first what they call it now, the first practical we did, HTTP websites are vulnerable to exposing middle attacks and exposing in transit, such as your log amongst others, right? Uh, no. So I want to, okay, so I think I know what I'm going to do. Please just kindly give me a second. I want to solve this. I want to, okay. I want to get a website. Can you still see my screen, please?
Mr. Jonathan, this same issue we always have. So there's a black this thing in the middle of your screen.
Yes, I understand. I understand.
Okay.
Thank you. So please don't ask me for password. Okay. I want to, maybe it's because I bookmarked that one. Please don't log me in. Thank you. And all right, so George, I at gmail.com, right? And then I click on forgot password and I enter my email. Uh, okay, so I want to, let me try creating a new email. I really want to show this, right? I don't know why this site is not responding now, except I use another website. Password, please. Let me just use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Demo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Security question. The favorite. Uh, do I remember my favorite book? Well, what's your favorite movie? Aladdin. Right? So register. Register, please. All right. Now, Jonathan George. At gmail.com. Forgot password. Now, the reason I am doing this forgot password, so I ask you to do. Thank you, Aladdin. Right? So new password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Repeat new password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change. Right? Okay, just a second. Uh, Okay, so I'm going to log in now. First and foremost, let me check. This is where it gets very, very. Why are you showing like this, please? Just scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Okay, so I need to. What's the time that I check this thing? Should be a get, and it should be okay. Yes, it gets server. Again, what's the time? 2:33. So I'm checking the time here under the time column, and I'm looking for a guest server. And this should be reset password, but it's not. Okay, very beautiful. So this is what I'm looking for, right? 2:33. The URL should be rest, user being me, or you as the case may be, and then reset password, which was what I just right now on the website. So I reset my password, and you can see all password ended up showing here. So you can see my email, definitely my email should show, but my favorite movie is not supposed to show, right? And the password to reset it is not supposed to show either. But voila, here we are. And the answer for my password, including, yes, my new password, is showing, right? So I want to just a second. Okay. I'm with you. There's something I'm looking for. Okay, so let me check here. All right, exactly what I'm looking for. Exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so what I'm looking for is in the response. I'm coming, please. Just something 9902. So okay, I'm now going to take it to. Phew. Can you still see my screen, please? Hello.
Yes, Mr. Jonathan, we can see your screen.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
now to explain this, you can see in my response, it created a password hash to, let's forget about the request. This is the request on what I did, but let's look at the hashing that is used for the protection of my password, right? You can see my email, jonathangeorge@okpai, but you can also see my password hash as this. Now, we're going to go over to a hashing site. Hashing site. All right, CrackStation. I used it this morning, and we're going to check whether it can, the hashing site can decrypt my password, right? So I'm going to copy the password hash. I want to see a couple of things using the hashing site. I'm not a robot. I want to see whether I can crack again for why unrecognized format, please? Okay, I think I might know what I did wrong. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to the hashing site. So just a second, I'm doing something not very. So why are you telling me I recognize font? Enter up to 20 not sorted hashes, one per line. And okay. Um, just the screen might not be showing now, but I'll correct that. Okay, so my screen should be showing now. All right. So this is the hash, right? Can you see my screen, please?
Yes, you can see your screen, Mr. Jonathan.
All right. So I imputed the hash, and the password is not strong enough. So it's able to easily decrypt it. Just a second, please. With you. I'm still here. With you. So a couple of things here. The mode of hashing, the type of hashing, as you can see here, D5, shows a poor hashing method, poor hashing algorithm, which definitely is vulnerable to attacks, right? Now, the recommendation to fix this, because once the hashing is poor, definitely whatsoever is encrypted within that hashing algorithm can easily be decrypted, as you can see here. Now, a couple of things can be encrypted within a hashing algorithm, and it includes text, which includes normal text information, text data type. It includes normal numbers as well, and as well information. And once the hashing method is not correct, then easily be decrypted, as we can see here. And so a couple of methods mitigated and fixed is to use strong hashing algorithms such as bcrypt and Argon 2, but bcrypt is strong enough. Use strong secure passwords. This is a very, very, very weak password, right? And so if the password is stronger, sorry, just a few seconds, please. And so if the password is stronger, if the password is much more follows proper security protocols, proper security standards, then it will no longer be vulnerable as much to cyber attacks as the case may be, right? And so some of the mistakes that are made here include a very weak password, as you can see here, as well as a weak hashing algorithm or weak hashing system. And so that's the three practicals that we covered today: weak hashing, weak hash passwords or weak hashing passwords, insecure transmission of sensitive data over open web applications, and then testing for TLS security protocols using SSL labs. Now, a couple of persons requested that I show them the practical on utilizing or setting up rather the Kali Linux system. Do you still want me to go ahead with that at the moment? Hello. Yes. Okay. So Tosin said yes. You want me to still go ahead with that? All right. Let me just. I believe you can still see my screen. So let me. No, not SSL Labs. Let me close this. Let me close this. Close this. Close this. And let me leave that open for now. Okay. Let me close this. Let me close this. This. And this, and this. All right, so, okay, Virtual Studio Box, all right, this is it here. VirtualBox machine, Oracle VirtualBox. So I click on the Oracle VirtualBox. Can you still see my screen, please? I click on the Oracle VirtualBox and it takes me to download. Now it's been a while I downloaded this, so let me just check that I'm still on the right track. Now, the latest is VirtualBox 7.1.6, right? No. So I want to okay. Windows host, yes, Windows host, yes. Okay. I don't know if you can see the downloads on my screen. Please, if you can see it, please kindly let me know. If you can't see it, please also kindly let me know.
We can see the downloads, and I'm sure everybody's looking at it right now.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, so it's done. I'm going to open the file. Okay, you can see VirtualBox installer. Again, what a very important thing to do when downloading software is to check that it comes from a verified publisher. This is Oracle America INC is verified. And so I click yes. Right, so click next. I already have it installed, so I don't need it. So I'm going to, it might even tell me, it might even notify me that I already have it installed. But in the event where it doesn't notify me, installing the Oracle blah, blah, blah feature will reset your network connection and temporarily disconnect you from the network. Okay, I do not want to be disconnected from the network since I'm still online. So, all right, now I'm going to click no. But these are the modalities behind it. Now you will get to a point where to ask you to download a certain drive, right? A certain finish. Yes, it will get to a point where it will ask you to download a certain no. Okay. No, sorry, I just want to show you something. Okay, so now this is what when you are done installing, this is what it would look like. I don't know, can you still see my screen?
Yes, we can.
You to download, there's something I'm looking for. It will ask you to download this Linux disk. You have to download it now. That's a very, very, very large file. Very, very large. It might, yes, about, it's more than this. I can't remember let me check. Kali Linux. Okay, so I just want to check I know you can't see my screen, something is covering it, but I want to check the exact file. I know it's very large, it goes into gigabytes. So um hey, no. What am I doing? Cancel. All right, so to get to a point where to ask you to download a Kali Linux disk, and you have to download that. That's a quite huge or large file. And once you're downloading that, you'd be able to, um, okay, so this is I don't know if you can still see my screen that is showing Kali and Kali. Can you see it?
Yes, we can.
You can. All right. So this is the
Yeah,
Kali.
Mr. Jonathan, I think
Yes.
you have a question in the chat box.
Oh, okay.
The
All right.
chat
Let
box.
me look at it. Does the guest operating system use the VirtualBox storage or the host? Okay, so this is how it works here. What they call it now. This one we are going to download holds the. It's been a while I installed this. So now this is a very good question. Even I myself now I'm having to rack my brain on how I did it again. So I know that the virtual machine itself stays on your system, right? However, anything that you are, there are different ways to install the operating system, right? And so the operating system can be installed, if I remember correctly, it's been quite some time I installed mine. Now, the operating system can be installed by partitioning it with your normal hard drive. It can be installed in a flexible way in such a way that it can be increased with time. And it can be installed constant. That is, you just allocate a constant amount of space from your to it. Now, I need to be very honest, let me know. I need to make further research on it again. Because I remember that, let me minimize this. If there's the, what's the name of this thing? There's the, let me try loading, even though it's already, mine is running right now. So, okay, there are two. Let me try loading the second one. I have two. I honestly can't remember. So this, for example, uses Kali VirtualBox Oracle. I know. Okay, so now there's the close first. It's been a while, and I know that. Okay, so this I allocated 100 gigabyte. I should even delete this stuff because it's taking too much space. So I allocated 100 gigabyte from my system to this Kali. Now the operating system of Kali Linux running on my virtual box. I'm with you. I'm just trying to remember how I did this because I don't want to mislead you. Allocated 100 here, allocated 50 here. All right. And optical drive empty. Where did I put this? I think what I did, except let me show you, you know what's going to happen. Let me see if I'm not wasting, if I'm wasting so much of your time, I wouldn't take it. But if I'm not wasting so much of your time, let me just show you how I did it. Okay, so this is yes. So you're going to install a Kali Linux ISO. You're going to download it rather, and that is very large. So let me Kali. All right, I'm going to delete it definitely. Please, why did you? All right, Ubuntu. Okay, no problem. I want to install more base memory. I want my base memory to reach. Okay, since I'm going to delete it, let it be like that for now. I want the processors to be up to 5. Again, I'm going to delete it. So I want this thing to be create a virtual hard disk. So this is a virtual hard disk. I remember now. Now it's taking this 200 gig that's taking, it's taking from my system. Okay, now I understand I have the answer to your question now. The operating system is running on your, back to the question that does the guest operating system use the VirtualBox storage or the host operating storage? It uses the host operating storage. So yes, it uses the host operating storage. And so, yes, that answers your question. So I can delete this. It uses the host operating storage. So this 200 gigabyte is from my own system because the system I'm using right now is a 1 terabyte hard disk. It's a 1 terabyte hard disk space. So I'm using the space from my own system, which I partitioned 200 gigabyte. But I'm deleting it because I don't want to use that. I don't have need for that, at least not now. So cancel. So that answers your question, right? Let me see who asked the question again. Timmy, yes, that answers your question. Yes, I use the space for my own system. Yes, thank you so much. That brings us to the close. It's 3 p.m. right now. It brings me to the close of my own presentation. I appreciate you. I really, really, really enjoyed interacting with everyone. I hope I was interactive enough, and I hope my session was easy to understand. I hope I did well. I appreciate you once again. God bless. God bless. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jonathan. That brings us, please, a round of applause for Mr. Jonathan in the chat box. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you so much, Mr. Jonathan. Yes, the recording of the class will be posted in the Telegram group, and the materials will be posted on the Telegram group. I'm sure Mr. Jonathan would also be on the Telegram group to take questions and any issues we have. If you have not written out the attendance, please do that. Please fill up the attendance and don't forget, please, to register for this course. If you fail to register, you won't be getting a certificate at the end of this course. So thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. See you next class.